Hi.
You're on mute.
No.
It has a little red button next to you.
Can you hear me now?
Olivia is on mute.
Can you hear me now?
No.
Oh, hold on.
That's the video button, love. The other button.
I'm just, hold on. Fuck.
You press the up and the control. And then the other one. Unmute now. How do I unmute you? Can I force you to unmute? I don't think I can force you to unmute. I'm going to ring you on your phone and put you on speakerphone. How's that? That's what I'm going to do. Because technology. P.S. Where are you? You have to wait to get the answer. Because I can't hear you.
This is fucked. Can you hear me now?
Is your phone ringing?
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
Yes.
I do not know what happened, but as long as you can hear me, we're good.
I can.
Thank
Please
God.
disregard that missed call on your mobile.
Yeah, well, my mobile's obviously set to do not disturb because it's filming. Yeah, I've never had that before. I was like, oh my God, I know I can do this. Because it's like uni when you mute and unmute yourself. But, yeah. So where am I? I am still in Queensland, right? So, you know how Juice was using my house, yeah?
Yeah.
And so he's been paying for the rent down in Melbourne, right? And it's all been wonderful. But I knew that there would come a time, and it was funny, hey, because I talked about this with Merv literally the day before it happened, right? Because up here, they only renewed our lease for 6 months, right? Because everybody keeps telling us we're getting a massive deal at $450 because the house should be rented out at $500 a week, right? Exactly. It's Happy's like stretching out like you wouldn't believe, and now her feet are like kicking my freaking camera around, and it took me so long to try and get even a somewhat decent angle this morning on my damn camera. And now she's just kicked it. And now, oh my God, I gotta send you more photos. She's insane. She literally, no word of a lie, we went to puppy school yesterday. She was doing fantastic, probably like the best day she's done up until she just became so distracted. Yeah, anyway, there was this new volunteer there that we hadn't met, and he was trying to do something, and I don't know how it happened because I'm the one that it happened to, but somehow or another I was pulled by her, tripped over his feet, and then did this, like Merv said, like pirouette in the air, and then crashed and hit the ground. Like it was full on face plant into the ground, like grass stains, bruises, like full on. I felt bad for the poor guy because he's like, oh my God, I'm so sorry, you tripped over my feet. And I was like, did I? I thought it was just Happy. And Merv and him are like, no, it was definitely a combination. And I was like, I didn't even know any feet were involved. I just hit the ground, yeah? But it was entertaining. Huh?
Nothing, I was coughing.
You should see how big she is, right? We have to buy this special kind of halty thing. It's like a second kind of lead. I have learned so much. Fun fact, all right? Apparently, dog parks, big no-no. Did I tell you that last time? Couldn't believe it. Don't take your dog to a dog park. It is dangerous, and it is...
Because of the other dogs that can come up and bite you and the diseases that they chew on grass and stuff.
Well, yesterday I asked a question, which, I'm so happy I did, right? My neighbour, bless his heart, right? We're very similar, except he believes everything is pure scripture. So he has told me that all science and evolution is absolute myth, and any of us who believe in evolution and science are, well, you can imagine, yeah? So anyway, but he...
It's like a religious idea, or...
Oh yeah, he's full on scriptures. Like, you know how spiritual I am and what I believe in. I find it amusing because he and I have almost basically the same concepts and beliefs and stuff. But the last time I hung out with him, because he takes his dog and Happy and I come along out for a run, right? And then he just kept telling me that I was denying the truth. And I was like, that's your truth. I said, I personally believe the Bible is a very dangerous book. I said, I am so against the Bible and all other Bibles of all cultures. I said, because it's just pitting each other against each other, right? And then, yeah, it was this whole thing. And he was like, I said to him, does that mean you don't believe in evolution? He goes, absolutely not. It's the biggest scientific myth ever. And I was like, oh my God. I was like, you sound like my father. I said, does that mean you also believe we all come from two people? And he's like, we do. And then he starts telling me about Noah's Ark and this and that. And I was like, I'm out.
Okay.
Yep.
Everybody can have their own ideas.
Anyway, the reason I bring him up, right, is because he's been taking Happy out with Rollo, their dog, to run, to, get her exercise out. But they take the dogs to a place where dogs aren't meant to be, right? I would never go there if it wasn't for them with me, right? And like they would take her, like, so there's the husband and the wife on the back fence, yeah? They would take her to begin with. But if it was just him with the two dogs, she's a fucking puppy, yeah? And every single person is telling me, it's okay, Liv, she'll grow out of it. And I was like, I'm never getting a fucking puppy again in my life. Like, fuck, this is hard. How do people have children? How do people have more than one children? The look on your face is hilarious. You should see it. Sometimes I wish I could film these with her because she's fantastic, but fucking funny. Therapy is awesome when you find the right therapist. Hey, what? So, anyway, the last time we went walking, which was when I got this scripture at me, Happy has worked it out, right? She's so fucking smart, yeah. I told you she learned how to open the gate in our front yard, so we had to install locks on the gate, yeah? She's now worked out how the gate locks and unlocks, right? So she practices trying to do it, right? This is where my damn dog's at, yeah? To the point now that if we leave the house and the dogs are at home, not only do we have to lock the gate, we have to tie rope around the gate in the off chance that she jumps up and unlocks the gate because she just does it, right? Practices. It's funny, but it's also concerning, But anyway, come on, Jackson. Anyway, so we're out there and we're walking the dog, and when we get to the ute, right, me and the neighbor and their dog, we're all there, and she's too smart. She takes off, right? And it doesn't matter what you say, doesn't matter if you got food, doesn't matter, hey, you two, play nice. She's just like, I'm not coming. I don't want to be. I want to stay. And so yesterday at puppy training, I said, what do I do in this situation? And he had the best answer. And I was like, oh my God, thank God, you're a trained dog trainer. So if my neighbor says anything, I can say it's come from you, not me. Simplest, most simple thing in the world, Nicole. The dude was like, well, that's easy. Your dog isn't trained to come. So you don't let your dog off in any capacity anywhere unless it's a fully enclosed, fenced-in area, right? Until she fully understands and does the command of come. He's like, there's no way your dog should be out running anywhere where like, I'm at puppy school and she's probably like, I would say Happy is the youngest puppy at the training we're at. And evidently the most, like, she gets bored and distracted faster than all the rest of the dogs, right? But yeah, it was just such a good feeling because the neighbors always constantly, you worry too much, you do this, you run too fast. Like, every single time I see him, he's trying to tell me something he thinks that I need to do to make my life peaceful. And it's actually one of those situations where He's putting me down every time by trying to say he's trying to make me better, which is why he says I need to read scripture. Should have seen the look on his face when I told him I have read the Bible and I still stand by what I say. And he looked at me and he goes, well, you obviously didn't understand what you read. And I'm just like, okay. But anyway, happy, all's well. She graduates next weekend.
Wonderful.
Yeah, so back to this actual big thing. Oh my God, for the first time, I think in like literally forever, I wrote notes down to talk to you about specific things.
Yay.
In actual, I said to Merv, I need to actually ask for actual therapy techniques about a couple of things that keep coming up.
No pressure.
That I just don't know how to fix. No pressure, you know. You have done so much for me in my life. It's not funny. And you got to keep in mind, I share all of these, yeah. So you are helping people all around the world.
Why are you still in Queensland?
Right. So, as I said, we're having a conversation with Merv, right? Now, this house is currently costing us $450 a week. We know, without a doubt, within the next 6 months, it'll be $500 at a minimum, right? Juice has been using my home, paying for it for the last year, right?
Yes.
Turns out he doesn't need it anymore, right? Now, I said to Merv, it is going to come down to a situation of, because I cannot expect Juice to keep paying my rent when he doesn't even need the house. It was pretty cool that he did it for the last year anyway, right? And I had said to Merv, I was like, literally it now comes down to, do I give up my $100 a week home where who knows how long I'll be there to keep paying $450 for a house that I am not happy I pay this much for anyway, in a town, or more specifically, I literally now believe the state has been trying to throw me back since I arrived. No word of a lie. The amount of things that have happened, I keep saying to people, I haven't done it because I'm not sure that I want to, but it would be fascinating if we were to say go back to the day I landed at the farm, which was the 17th of August last year, and then watch every single video in a row till date, which I have not done, FYI, but still. You could literally count the days, good to bad, and you'd be able to see in real time, like, I need to go home, right? And I've always called my home is Melbourne. Like, I don't feel like I'm at home up here. I feel like I've come up. And I said to Merv, I was like, so many things have happened, right, to get me to this point. If I had left straight away with the bullshit in the farm, I would have felt like I had failed myself, right? That I'd given up and gone home defeated. If I'd gone through all of it when the house was sold and everything happened, like, I am not responsible for anyone. And as I've said to Merv, I am not responsible for anything because I know I have my home in Melbourne that I can go back to. When I came down to Melbourne and picked up my furniture and came back up here, that was all on the premise that the house was $275 a week rent, making it literally only $25 more for me than my house in Melbourne. So that was all done under that, right?
Yes.
In absolutely no shape or form whatsoever would have I even remotely considered moving in, let alone picking up my furniture, if I had any inkling the rent was going to end up as $450. It would never have happened, right? But, like, one of the things that I need therapy help with, right? I'll just get them out now because it might make sense as I keep talking, right? Is anytime I perceive something going wrong, right? And there's a few examples. It's like I've talked to you before about having resentment come up, like a lot of resentment and anger towards Merv about certain circumstances that, for example, he I asked him over and over and over again to let me meet the landlord to discuss all of this before anything took place. He was absolutely, positively assured that everything would be fine. And nothing was fine. Nothing was fine, right?
Yes.
Like, and yet, the first thing I did was call my landlord because I thought to myself, I am not going through this again. And I was like, I'm in Queensland at the moment with a friend. He's on an age pension. His house is now $450 a week rent. Can't pay it. I said, I've asked him to move in, but I need to clarify with you that you'll sign something if I just write up like a private agreement so that he can at least send a link know. And I had to not let my landlord know. And that was the first thing I did, right? And he was like, yeah, that's fine. The only thing he's not willing to do is sign like a fixed term. He's like month to month. And I'm like, yeah, that's cool. It's been month to month since 2018. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and he's fine with that. Because so I'm having a conversation with Juice, and Juice is like telling me the few things he's going to do, right? And that he's going to let his daughter use it so she can experience what it's like to live on her own. But then it'll be free for when I come back and forth, because at this point I was trying to organise to see all of you three, right?
Yes.
And that is when he said he actually doesn't need the house, excuse me, anymore. And that he's only doing all of this to keep it for me for emergency sake. And at that point, I was like, well, I can't expect you to do that. Like, you have a mortgage, you have a family, you've got your own stuff. You don't need to be paying my rent because I'm paying a fucking fortune in a place that it just keeps proving to me I need to leave, let's say. But, yeah, so resentment stuff comes up, right? And I guess in that sense,
Resentment in what way?
I'll give you a very specific example because this is all right. So I have basically begged Merv to call and change their internet provider since I moved in, right? He's been paying like $125 a month for 50 MPBs. And I'm like, are you out of your mind? What? Do you want me to pause it?
No, I think it's cute.
Save money. You need to save money. I know how to save money. I'm a budgeter, yeah? So I was like, this is who I was with. This is what you need to do. I went through every single thing. I worked it all out. I got all the information for him. I said, all you need to do is make the phone call and switch it, right? 125 a month for 50 MPB, right? Compared to $65 a month for 100 MPB, right? Twice as fast for half the price. I'm telling you, it was like 7, 8, 9 months ago I started telling him about this. He literally did it like last Thursday, right? And there was issues in connecting it because I said, I don't want to pay for a new modem when I know for a fact I've got a TPG one at home and the modem we've currently got is fine, right? And it was just issue after issue, and oh my God, I hate technology shit, and it was just stressing me out, and I just get really irritated really fast, and I'm like, if you just fucking done this when I asked you to like 8 months ago, do you have any idea how much money we would have saved? And I don't want to be mean, and I don't want to get attacked but I attack, and I'm mean. And he's just like water off a duck's back, but at the same time, I get really resentful.
Yes.
I
don't know if resentful is the right word. I think it's frustrated.
Yeah, that's probably a better way to put it.
Yeah. I mean, you do have resentment historically, but I think in this instance, it's like, I told you, you should have, I'm frustrated with you. The resentment part might come from maybe the money that you've missed out on.
It's just everything costs so fucking much money up here. And it's so frustrating.
Yeah.
But it's done now. Like, he has finally done all the things I've suggested. And like when we called TPG, we said we're now moving back to Melbourne. Can we make sure it's all movable and it's all fine? You know, like I've told you that we set up a joint account, I think, so that all of our bills, money, and rent, and literally everything is accounted for each fortnight. The exact same amount from each of us goes into a household account and a food account, so that everything is just set up to be paid, right? Like that. And it works really well. And yeah, so talking to Juice, he was like, I'm only really doing this because, you know, I don't want you to lose out, but I don't need it. And I said to Merv, I said, he's been an amazing friend, but I'm not going to put this on him. I was like, it's time to make a decision. And I said, for me, it's a very easy decision. There is no way I am staying up here paying $450 a week in rent when I want to go home. My doctors are at home, my family's at home, my support, my friends. I can tell you one thing right now, I have brand new perspective, right? It's like I had to go through everything I've been through up here, because it's over a year now, and going through everything I've been through, I'm now, it's no longer that, oh, I've got to go home in defeat, I've failed, I'm giving up. It's a brand new, oh my God, I'm so excited to go home. I'm so excited to hug you and Elaine, and I'm just happy to see my friends, and I want to hug Juice, and I can see my home in my mind's eye, and I'm just like, I love my home.
Yeah, I know.
I love everything about it. And none of this bullshit with the fucking real estate agents and like $450 a week, and you would think that means that we could have air conditioning or something, but nothing. None of the stuff I've asked for has been done. And like I said, we know it's going to be 500 at least by the end of the next 6 months, right?
I think so.
Yeah, right? So moving back to Melbourne, to me, is the most obvious choice, right? And obviously, Merv, well, he can't pay for this house by himself. That's a given. But he also just doesn't want to. He's got no reason to stay. Dollar Man, his supposed best friend that used him for the last 25 years, didn't even wish him a fucking happy birthday. Like it's over, right? So we talked about it, and it's very obvious that the number one answer is we're going to go back to Melbourne. We're going to go back to my home. Merv's going to come with me. Obviously, I've had a bunch of different thoughts on it. Like, you can imagine everything going through my head. I would love to know what it would be like not to be an anxious person, because Merv, he's just like, yeah, this is awesome. This is happening. Nothing to worry about. And I'm just like, exactly what you said, you know. And so now obviously we're at the process of needing to figure out how to do it, right? Because unlike when I moved up from Melbourne to here, there's still a bunch of stuff at my house. Up here, when we give notice, everything has to be gone, right? Now, we've talked about it, and I said to Merv yesterday, I was like, do you think we should just give them, say, 2 months notice and be like, we'll be out by the end of October, because having a deadline will help. And I said that to Juice, and Juice was like, as long as I'm just, you know, covering the rent and whatever, and the bills are currently in his name anyway, he's like, there isn't a rush. I will keep paying the rent until you can get down here. So this morning I spoke to Merv, and I was like, how do you feel if we make an appointment to go and speak to the real estate agents and ask them how long they think realistically it'll take to rent this place out, right? Because,
about 10 seconds.
Well, yeah, exactly, right? So based on everything we've researched so far, and this afternoon we've decided is going to be an afternoon for making phone calls, the best way to do it is to get a shipping container delivered to the property, right?
Oh,
So they big
okay.
big ass company will drop off a 20-foot shipping container.
Well, that's pretty big.
Yeah, see, I had to research a bunch of stuff, because I was like, will that be big enough? And Merv's looking at me going, really? And I was like, I don't know, dimensions aren't my thing. But then I started researching and I was like, okay.
That's the whole house.
Well, yeah, so we're going to get a shipping container dropped off, right? Then
Yes.
obviously we got to make all the phone calls today, like I said, yeah. So obviously neither of us have done it, but friends of mine, Cassidy has. They drop it off. They give you a certain amount of time, right? So you pack it yourself. Then they pick it up. Either it goes on a train or it goes on a truck, but we're talking the big giant shipping containers.
Yeah.
And then they transport it to wherever you want to go, and then they drop it at the new destination. Then they give you however long, and then you unpack it, and then they come pick it up again, right? So
Okay.
that'll be how it is going to happen.
Okay.
We learned a lot from the first time coming up here, like on ways to pack. Like, for example, the bookshelf that I absolutely love that I picked up from Melbourne and now need to bring back, right?
Yes.
Like, we can literally pack, we could pack into the boxes and into the shelves. Do you know what I mean? Because last time they were just empty. And so literally I just fully educated myself on how to pack shipping boxes yesterday. So that was fun. So once we get ideas of quotes and how long and things like that, I mean, I'm of the opinion the sooner the better.
Is Merv of the same opinion about moving and coming? And, like, is this what he
Merv,
wants?
can't tell Nicole you're all on board.
He doesn't have to tell me. You can tell me.
He's 100%
I'm
on
like,
board.
whoa.
No, he's 100% on board, because I've said to him, obviously you don't need to come, you don't need to. The house down in Melbourne is obviously smaller than this one. But on saying that, it has ducted heating and air conditioning throughout and everything I want. And we're allowed to do whatever the fuck we want to the house. You know what I mean? So, yeah. And obviously it's a bit different because I've never been in a situation where I've relied on Merv because of my house in Melbourne. Whereas Merv literally could not continue to keep this property by himself. It's impossible. Like, the amount of lives that have changed so drastically since I moved in with Merv is insane when you really think about it. Like, the private landlord sold the house. Dollar Man, like I think I may have told you, but he's shut up shop. He doesn't even have the discount shop anymore. He had to go and get a full-time job and close it. And he's still paying rent for the next year unless he can sell it. And obviously everybody blames me because, Merv was their doormat. So it's just, there is nothing here for him anymore. Yeah? And, like, you remember I told you about that crazy situation with the job, right? The one I got hired for with the kid, and then yeah. And I mentioned horse therapy to you because it was around the corner from where I live, like about 3 weeks ago or so. So after the whole work thing had finished, the lady with the horse therapy messaged me and was like, "Hey Liv, the farrier's coming in, gonna be working with Chirenzo, whatever, this horse, but by next Thursday or so, do you want to come for a ride?" Which would have been Thursday just been, yeah?
Yes.
And I was like, yeah, that'd be cool, thank you. At the exact time, I said to Merv, I was like, what do you reckon the chances are this is all well and good because she doesn't know anything? I said, but I'd almost put money on the fact, right, that once the final Monday of the month comes round and those people have their therapy session, I said, guaranteed it's cancelled, right? So I let it go. Last Monday came around, and then I got the message. Hey, Liv, my daughter has unexpectedly shown up, and it's her horse, so we don't need you anymore. Thanks. Have a nice day, so to speak. And I was like, yep, cool. And that was the other thing I wanted to ask you about. My two things. The second one being, how do I stop myself from becoming like, holy moly, I watched a documentary called The Highly Sensitive Person, right? And I am 100,000% a highly sensitive person. And I knew the message was coming. I knew that I wasn't going to get to go riding. I knew all of this. I knew that as soon as the woman with the horses spoke to the woman with the child, that whatever caused all of this to happen, which again, I don't know, and you know how I feel about not knowing things. I knew it was coming. I fully knew it was coming. So when she sent me the message, I knew in my heart and soul, I was going to say I knew for a fact, but I guess I can't say that, but I truly 100% know that I was lied to. There is absolutely no flipping way I believe that her daughter just unexpectedly arrived, right? Not on the fact that it was the day, exactly when I said to Merv weeks prior that I knew it would happen. And it did. It happened almost exactly like I said. Huh?
There's been no option for reschedule.
No, it was one of those it was one of those like, if I ever need you in the future, I'll let you know kind of crap thing.
Yeah, chat soon.
Which you know is never going to be, right?
Yeah, okay.
And like I said to you, I knew this was coming. I knew it.
So
and it still hit me.
You're allowed to be sensitive about perceived injustices. And at the end of the day, you thought that you had a positive interaction with someone and they've had influence by external people, probably. We can't confirm or deny. Okay, so
do you think it's like, I was so like, rationally when I got the message, I'm like, okay, I knew it was coming. Merv knew it was coming. We'd already talked about it. But it was this instant pain, this instant feeling of like tears in my eyes and feeling like I need to cry or I'm going to cry, and being like, this is ridiculous. Why am I feeling this upset?
It's ridiculous that when somebody hurts your feelings or makes a judgment about you that isn't true or is not informed by actually you, like they've made a judgment call based on information that they got from someone else. We would hope that in society that people could make judgments based on their own decisions, their own values, their own this, their own whatever. And that feels like that's not been the case on this occasion. So why is it bad that you feel hurt that you did? Because they're not actually, so two things. I think you're frustrated and maybe there's resentment about society. They're linked, right?
That's about feels right.
But the truth is that I think you're just sad that you didn't even get a go. Like, people aren't actually judging you. People are making assumptions about you based on other things, which has nothing to do with you. Other people's opinions of you are not your business. Like, you can't change it. You can, in this instance, you didn't even get to go there. You didn't even get to participate. So you can't fix it.
Well, same thing. All right. Well, I'll give you another example. And this particular one happened the day before I spoke to you last. And it's weird because I actually thought I would spend my last therapy session talking about this and then ended up talking about the work thing. So I am literally at the point now where I am just of the opinion that the universe has been sending these signals telling me that Queensland is not for me for a year, pretty much, right? So with this work stuff, the horse stuff.
It's not all been bad.
No, of course. It's like I said to Merv, I truly believe.
Both. And why can't it be both? It's been a wonderful experience where you've grown, you've met great people, you've had great experiences, and then you've also had some challenging experiences and met some less great people, or not so much less great people, people that haven't matched who
Yeah.
you are.
Well,
It's both.
it is definitely both. And like I said, if I'd left prior to all of this, I would have gone home feeling defeated, feeling like I'd given up. Whereas now, I fully know that I have given it my all. I have done everything I possibly can. I've stuck it out, but I'm excited to go home. Do you know, like, I truly see it with a whole different set of eyes now. Like, I've got much more gratitude and appreciation for all of the people and the things that I've got, right? And with Merv as well, like, we actually do stuff together. Like, it's fun. It's not like I'm gonna be going home and then locking myself in a house again. You know what I mean? But this happened, right? This was like the clincher for me, yeah, because it happened after the job thing. Like I said, the day before I spoke to you last. So I'd met a woman, yeah, let's call her Belle. And I'd met her at a pop-up shop, and she, like, is one of those people who, does arts and crafts and then sells them at markets and stuff, yeah?
Yeah.
Anyway, she was the only person I'd ever met who I ended up hanging out with a few times. So, she came and had drinks with me and Merv over the year many times, right?
Cool.
And so at first we were a bit like she has such a very negative vibe, so to speak. She was, every time we saw her to begin with, she would pull us down, and I would nearly end up in tears. And at one point I just said, I don't know if it's even worth it. And then I was like, she's literally the only person I know up here that I have besides Merv to even see. So Merv and I had a conversation, and we agreed on a bunch of topics that we just wouldn't mention, right? And so we invited her again. And it was lovely because we just avoided this list of stuff, and it was really good. Now, something that is really vitally important, okay, in this story is that every single time, without fail, every single time, I promise you that, right? She would say, if you ever need anything, just let me know. I love to help. I'm always there. I'm an expert at this, that, and everything due to rental inspections, because this is when the house was, going through we're going to be under a real estate instead of private. And we didn't know what would be happening because we already lived here, bomb cleaning, all of that stuff. And like, she would go into specifics, right? She was like, I can help with the fans, the window tracks, like, every time, I swear to God, not without fail, every single time we saw her, she would say, if you ever need anything, just let me know, right?
Yes.
So the day before I spoke to you last, she came over for drinks, right?
Yes.
And it was going well, yeah? And I told her about the work thing and all of that stuff, and I just needed a girlfriend to have that I could have wine with and talk through and just go through the shit that I just needed to sort of sort through, right? Wasn't even like I asked, like, so we're outside, and I said to her, she said something, and it was like the perfect sort of segue in. And I was like, while we're on the topic, I was like, I was like, oh, I'd love to take you up on your offer to help that you've always offered. Without fail, she didn't even let me finish or even say anything. She just starts word vomiting all of these reasons why she cannot help me with anything. And I'm just like, I haven't even told you what.
So she didn't actually know what you needed.
Nothing at this point. I just said I'd like to take you up on your offer of help. That's as far as I got before the word vomiting started to come out, right? And she was attacking me, right? And I was like, so I tried to explain it to her again, highly sensitive person, right? This person, as far as I know, is supposed to be my friend, has offered help every single time I've ever seen her, down to like nitty gritty cleaning for inspections. And all I'm asking is, can you come and hang out with me and we'll just have a garbage bag and, we'll go donate, keep, fucking,
Wanted body doubling and a little bit of like, no, that looks shit on you. Yeah.
That was legitimately it. That was all I wanted, Nicole, okay? And she just starts saying things like, I never said I would do this, and I never said I would do that, and I don't recall offering this. And I just got to the point where I was like, you know what? Totally fine. I don't want your help. I said, but at the same time, I said, you must promise to never, ever, ever offer your help to another person ever again because you're full of shit. And I was like, you are a selfish, rude person because you have not, like, she was going at me, right? And I was like, it took every single thing I had not to throw her the fuck out, because that's me to a T. Get the fuck out of my house. That's all I wanted to do.
You did put up some barriers, probably.
Well, she was like, fine, show me what you want. And then she's like, I'll be here with a garbage bag. I'm just going to start throwing shit out. And I was just like, trying to keep myself calm. By this point, she was time to go home. And we had already organised to go and get Merv's birthday present. And I desperately just wanted someone to do it, right? And I went against everything I believe in because I knew from this situation that she was not someone who was really and I sent a message saying, forget about it. Huh?
Or was it that she had a bad day?
No. She was 100%, I'm not doing this. So anyway, I was trying to keep it down packed, even if it just meant that I had someone to go help me with a present. That's where I was at. So I basically went against, like I said, what I believe in, and I sent a message saying, just don't worry about any of it. Obviously, I don't need nor want your help anymore. If you're still fine just to come with the shopping with me, that'd be good. And it was looking back like this desperation feeling at the time, because I was already feeling so shit about the fact that Merv's birthday was coming up so soon, and I had only just figured out what to get her, and I hate shopping with a passion. So doing it alone was so overwhelming, right? And so I just sent a message. She was like, yep, fine. And then she changed a few things, and then it was like the day later, right, I get this message telling me that she can no longer be my friend, that I am too needy, that I need someone's support that's more than her, that she is at a place in her life where she just wants peace and fun and this and that, and that I will fucking send you the screenshot, man. And not only did she write me this verbal bullshit where she literally was like, I do not want to see or have anything to do with you again. And then she fully blocked me before, like, so there was, it was this giant message saying, you have problems, I don't want to be your friend, and see you later. And then I was blocked on it. And again, I knew it was coming. And mostly what I was upset about was the fact that I fucking wanted to throw her out of my house. It's just that I've been known to throw people out of my house quite a lot, yeah? And so I was trying to be a better version of me, and I still feel like I couldn't believe it. That was the clincher for me.
That part of the problem, this has happened before.
Oh, people are fucking cunts, that's why.
So we have to say what's the issue, and I think this one, it feels very much like the issue is, well, perhaps the people that you're choosing. But
there's nobody up here, man. Why do you think I'm coming home?
I think that might be the issue, is that the friendships become so intense because that's all that you've got. And so there's another person, that lady,
Val?
whatever.
Oh, who? This one, the one that fucked me off and then blocked me.
Either way, they may go to you for one thing, that person for something else, and they're over there. They might have partners or
She doesn't have
kids
a
or
partner. She lives with her son who's an alcoholic but hasn't been drinking due to some medicine thing. Everything in that life is good. And she only really had me and one other girlfriend, and she loved coming to drink with us.
well, you served your purpose though.
Hmm?
Like you got to think about what in this instance, like what was the problem? I think the issue is that given that, for her, you're the safe, fun place where it's just fun and it's all just fun. And then it's like, whoa, real life happened and you want me to do real life here. No, 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 this is my fun space. Like, no, I can't do fun space. I can't do, no.
I
Because
literally said that to her before she left. I was like, you can just be my fun friend if that's all you can do. You know me. I'm not that kind of a person, but
and the bubble got burst and then it becomes like, and you know, Liv, you're very reflective and you're very psychologically minded, and I'm going to say you probably dysregulated in that moment, so fine, fair enough, but I think
I didn't dysregulate while she was here. I kept I was cool, calm, and collected. Believe you me.
then when she goes home, like maybe the self-reflection that you facilitated in her,
Oh, I told her she was a rude, selfish woman who should never offer people help ever again in her whole life.
maybe that's too much for her to have to take on from fun friend.
I would say it's probably a lot for anyone to take on, but you shouldn't fucking offer help to anyone ever if you don't actually mean it. People like that do my fucking head in, and I'm always going to be the one that says it.
That's exactly the issue. You have a definitive values clash before you even start.
Maybe that is just my issue, you know, my values and what I believe in. Like, I'm not someone who wants just a fun friend, right? If
So
she
she
hadn't
wants a fun
offered
friend.
me,
You wanted a friendship for you is reciprocal, and friendship for you has a meaning and a depth to it. The value structure that you have about what it is to be a friend versus potentially having not met her, this other lady.
why do people offer help to people every single time without fail? Oh my God, don't hate me for this, but I'll put it on your children's life so that you fully understand how much I'm saying this is accurate. Yeah, she offered all the way down to a T when she was explaining the very nitty gritty bullshit of inspection cleaning. Because me and Merv haven't had to do inspection cleaning for over a decade.
I think probably she was genuine in the offer of support, but when it came down to it, you know, what's the expression from the movie? You know, don't have your mouth write checks that your body can't deliver. Like, I can't remember the movie. It's like a Top Gun reference. Anyway, I've gone down a rabbit hole. But people probably mean it. In the moment that she's like, tell me if you need anything, Liv, I think she genuinely means it. But
Really?
I do. But when she actually when you actually ask for it, then she goes, "Oh shit, I can't really do that."
I didn't even ask you. I wasn't like I asked her to clean the windows or the oven. I literally asked her to hang out, drink some water with me. Like you said, a bit of like a body double just to be there. Like a, you know, that was it.
There is something else that's a not a you problem in that instance.
But I think my
But
point is
the you
all.
problem is that you have set values in friendship that, and the people that you're inviting to be friends are not congruent with those things. They're not negotiable, Liv. You can't have friends that are not going to have the same values in friendship.
This is why I love you. Thank you.
Like,
Because
it's all well and good. Like, imagine it's like, I'm going to be flippant about it. For example, like, imagine if it was a boyfriend and in relationships, you say, oh, well, I want blonde, blue-eyed triathlete. Well, all well and good, but like, who doesn't? But at the same time, what is it about the relationship that matters? It can't be that, you know, honesty sometimes, but you know, it's okay if they lie occasionally. Like that's not a value, right? Then if you value honesty, then you have to do the honesty and expect the honesty. They have to value honesty. Because
true.
it's like, nah, sometimes I'm gonna just not, I'll lie about what I had for lunch. Well, no, that's gonna be the end of that relationship, no matter whether they tick the boxes for a blonde blue eyed triathlete.
It's interesting you say, though, that it's likely she meant it in the moment because she was so genuine, which is why it wasn't like, hey, can you do me a favor? All I said was, hey, I'm gonna take you up on your offer. And it was literally the only thing I'd managed to say before this word vomiting started. And I just felt like all of a sudden I'd checked into a different reality. And I was like,
I think you
what
have
has
checked
happened?
into the reality. Now, what in that moment stopped her from being able to do that? I don't know without talking to her, but something,
Yeah.
whether it's something with her own life, something in her own family, whatever. And there's a, it's much easier just to say, well, actually, I can't do that right now because da da da.
She
But
blocked me.
you have to have reflection and capacity, and oh, I don't know. Like perhaps afterwards, if you genuinely said to her, never offer helping people ever again because
A rude, selfish woman, which I did to her
maybe
face, probably
maybe
twice.
maybe that's why she blocked you.
Probably.
Maybe that was too, and maybe that was too much for her. Maybe that breached for her, something about her values with friendship.
Yeah, because I'm honest and upfront and I say shit to people's faces. Because if you're a dickhead, maybe you might need to be told you're a dickhead.
So there, your value is honesty, but maybe her value is unconditional regard. And if you tell someone that then that goes against it, and she can't tolerate that. That's the
I believe that she blocked me because she didn't want me to retaliate, right? Because it was super random because the following day she unblocked me. And I said to Merv, I reckon she's unblocked me to see if I say something. And I was like, I've no interest in saying anything because, in all fairness, once I got the message, I immediately turned on my camera and talked to my camera. And then I copied the message I got sent into my website to make sure it was like, fuck you kind of thing. But I know we're running out of time, or time's up, so to speak. So I just wanted to.
with a friend. It's honestly, it's a conflict of values,
I understand no one wants to be.
and they're not negotiable. Don't let people in even for fun. Like acknowledge it as this is all I'm going to get from them, and that's fine. But don't misinterpret genuine friends
Yeah,
who meet your values
that's what
for
Merv
somebody who
is.
happens to be available.
I get that, but can you sort of agree or at least see what I'm saying when I say it really feels like I came up here to go through all of this and the states made it pretty clear to get me back to Victoria? Because I truly am so fucking excited.
I think your life has led you to recognize that it's not what you want. And you thought it was what you wanted and you had to try it. It's like trying on a shoe at the store. Like you have to try it on to know you don't want to buy it.
Yeah, well, at least it's cheaper than this fucker. That was entertaining.
I know, yeah, I saw the pictures. Gee. It was so ouch looking. It was
only,
all up. I was like, oh.
only like 14 or more to go. But yes, I don't have another appointment with you, and I also don't know how many I have left.
I will find out and get the girls to call you.
Also, I have no idea how it works with my insurance, but I have $300 insurance for psychologists. So if you know how to work magic so I can use that and give it to you, I don't know.
I don't know, but I'll ask my
Yeah.
practice manager.
Also, I did send you, Elaine, and Ishan all an email at each other because it was just too hard. Elaine, so sweet. She's over the moon. I'm moving home. Thinks it's the best thing.
I think it's the best thing for you because I think that you've been ongoingly isolated. You've met Merv, which has been a wonderful thing. So I don't want to call it all a bad thing.
No,
And
Merv's cool.
but you haven't felt
Oh,
comfortable from the very beginning. There's been aspects where you felt comfortable when you went into the farm, for example. It was like, yes, because you built your space. But that was actually just like a bit of fun and a bit of a project for you. You got to
when they weren't there.
stuff. And then when they weren't there, you felt unsafe and terrible. It was never a good option. And then you moved in up there and you met Merv, and that was the best thing. And you felt this, and that was when you talked about feeling so safe and
Yeah.
so supported. So, what we've established is that you had to go to Queensland to develop a genuine reciprocal relationship with Merv. And that the space and the environment you find yourself in is not one where you're growing. And And so you keep going.
Quick fun note for you at the end of everything. It turns out my yoga teacher up here, she works for Uber Eats delivery, and she went through and she was like, you wouldn't believe how much money you actually make. And she showed me all of it. And like, besides teaching yoga, that's her only job. She has like kids and a husband, and so I'm all the way through it. The only thing I'm literally in the process of doing is I had to update my ABN number address. And me and Merv, we're going to do Uber Eats delivery to earn a bit of cash for our move. So yeah.
That sounds great.
I think so. But oh my God, the next time I see you will hopefully be in person.
Yay.
You've no idea how happy.
And what about this then, if you're going to come?
Yeah, it's so funny. So I thought they had a clinic in Melbourne, but the closest clinic they have, there are several in New South Wales. So we've got my next appointment on the 7th of October, but like it's 6 weeks, 6 weeks, 6 weeks, and then it starts to like spread out and out and out. So Merv has a caravan, which obviously everything will be coming down. So we're just going to make it like
Nomad lifestyle.
basically, every time it needs a treatment done, we're just going to take the caravan and the dogs up to New South Wales and make it a trip of it.
What's it called? The Sunshine Coast while you're there?
Sunshine Coast. That's
Sapphire Coast.
Yeah. Well,
it's very nice. I have a friend who just went to the Sapphire Coast. It's great, apparently.
Yeah. It's.
I don't know. I've never been, but.
Well, I tell you what, I've learned an awful lot about this shit because it hurts 1,000 times more than actually getting a tattoo. So yeah. Oh, and by the way, after we spoke last, I literally did the research so that you could tell your other client with the solariums. I researched it all, double-checked everything for you, and it's 100% perfectly okay. It's all in the laws. All right?
I will tell them.
Good. So I thought I'd do homework.
They just don't advertise.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Nice to see you.
It's nice to see you.
And just enjoy the time while you are up there. So remember, just because you're leaving and it hasn't been where you want to be forever, forever's a long time, there are wonderful things about where you live. Enjoy them. Go outside, feel the warmth. It's cold down here.
It's raining up here. Do you, just quickly, like, you think Merv coming with me is fine, obviously. Like, I mean,
it's entirely up to Merv, but if Merv wants to come, then why not?
Yeah, Merv wants to come. Of course he does. So, yeah. Awesome. There's other stuff we need to talk about. So, if you want to ask the people down there how it works, what I've got left, what I need to do, I'll make another appointment for you in a few weeks.
Okay, I'll have them call you.
Awesome. Thank you, darling.
Okay, see you soon.
See you. Bye. Hello, people. I have no idea how this video is going to be. It didn't actually enter my head, that having this camera that is awesome would highlight all my skin imperfections and all those wonderful things. That was a really good therapy session. Really good. Love therapy. Highly recommend it. But I've talked for like an hour, so that's me for now. And enjoy if you've watched it all. And I'll talk to you later. Bye.